Welcome to Collectors of the Coast. I am Cash. Today we're talking about the no-win situation we're in with the 30th anniversary edition packs of Magic the Gathering proxies, I guess we're calling them at this point. Similar kind of idea to a collector's edition, except a collector's edition you got all the cards for like $50 at the time. Of course, there's been inflation. I don't think anyone would complain even if they brought this product out at maybe even, I want to say even $100 a pack. I don't think we would have seen nearly the outrage to this. There would have been outrage, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we would have seen nearly the outrage. I know I probably would have, just for the, for giggles, would have probably bought maybe one set of packs if it was, maybe $200-300 kind of thing. So that is a real thing. I guess the one plus to this thing is at the price point. At the $1,000 price point for the 4 packs. I mean, if you're in Canada with the exchange rate, you're talking about $1,400 Canadian. So it's pretty crazy. It's not even something you can do. Unless you just have money to burn. I don't know. Maybe you're making $200,000 a year, and $1,000-1,500 isn't that much to you. But there's better things to do with your life than buy these things. So, but I just want to talk about how I think there's a no-win situation in this. So 4 players. For Wizards, I think there's some just negativity put into the game, and the market was already at kind of a bursting point for like sealed boxes of stuff for this year. A lot of the stuff's like way down, selling things off for less than $100 for collector boxes, $50 for booster boxes in the U.S. And so selling off that inventory like that already was kind of weird. Not sure what that means for the game. It undermines all of their stores and stuff. The secondary market, the LGSs totally undermines what they're doing and trying to buy their product and sell through, which is a shame because they've worked so hard to support the game, and so many of those guys who own the stores absolutely love the game and wanted to support it, and they kind of just like getting stepped on all the time by the company, just not appreciated. And they're, of course, the ones that build the game. They run all the events, all that stuff. A lot of it basically for free. A little bit of prize support, but what does the prize support cost the company? Maybe $20 for all the product they move. So, and then of course they just sell it off on Amazon for just to get money, and they undercut the value of the card. Would have preferred to see them just burn all that product, to be honest with you. And just keep the value. Would have been less inventory on the market, keeps the prices a little bit more confidence in the product. Probably would have been actually better. So anyway, this product, why I see a couple things with it. If this product actually sells decently well, and I'm sure some people are going to buy it. I know there's been a couple people on Facebook. The vast majority, similar to like when W Masters VIP came out, the vast majority say, I'm not going to pay that. That's crazy. It's, these Double Masters were real cards. This is proxies. They're not even, I can't even play them, and blah, blah, blah. And, there's a good point there. But the catch is some people are going to buy it. I know one person said they were going to buy like 20-30 boxes of it. Why I think there can't be a win is if the market actually does accept the product and it sells fairly well, then I don't think these cards can hold the value of the $1,000, because you're going to have enough of it out there that these cards aren't super rare. And I mean, they are, as much as we call them proxies, there's no question these proxies are going to be considered higher in most people's minds than your proxy you print at home, or even if you get a really fancy one that someone's done for you, even if they draw you one for $50 or whatever they charge you for it, there's no question in my mind that Black Lotus is still going to be, even this proxy version is going to be $500, maybe even $1,000 or something like that, just because there's nothing else out there that's similar. And the collector's edition ones, they're seeing them for as low as about $5,000. So there's no question they're going to be worth, say, $1,000 out there. If it does sell well, then the cards aren't going to have value. If it doesn't sell well, and people really stick to what they're saying, and they don't buy it, and they only sell, let's say they sell 2,000 of these, the cards are going to be rare, and they're going to have value. And people over time, it'll be a good investment for those people. So it's kind of one of those, a few people, if that does happen and it doesn't sell well and they just sell very few of them, sure, those people will be winners. But the vast majority of players are going to be losers in this situation. The vast majority, 99.5% of players, and maybe more than that, are going to be losers in that scenario. Probably 99.9%, because you're probably talking, if they only sell, say they only sell a few thousand of them, I think it's going to be higher than that. But say that is the case, then you know it's probably going to be, how many people? There's going to be people buying 10 of them, stuff like that. There's investors going to put 20 grand into this thing. You know it's going to be like literally 1,000 people have bought that many of the product. So it's going to be very tight amongst a very small group of people that can afford to spend $1,000 on these products. Hey, we've spent lots of money went to the VIP products, so we've shown that people will spend 500 and something for 4 packs. There's no question about that. But those are real cards, at least. You know, at least they're real, whatever real is in printing paper products with fancy arts on them and all kinds of different stuff. They were kind of real playable. You could play them in all your formats. You could play them in tournaments. They were definitely a step up from a proxy product that, you know, a lot of play groups I think are pissed off and may just say no to this product even. Like, you may not even be able to play it in your play group. I would maybe do that. So I'm sure some stores will in some of their tournaments and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't think there's a win to be had in this for really anybody except for maybe if it doesn't sell well. If it sells well, I think everybody's a loser. It really, you know, if they sell 100,000 of these things, the company's going to make, you know, they're obviously making a lot of money off of that. 100,000, I don't know, math, 100,000 times 100 or times 1,000. What's that? Is that 10 million? Maybe it's more than that. Not adding up my zeros very well. Anyway, it's a lot of money. At the end of the day, it's a lot of money. And if it does do really well, the biggest problem is going to be there's just so much of it out there that the cards are going to have a hell of a time keeping any kind of value. So people have spent $1,000 on cards that are worth, you know, if Black Lotus goes down to $400, $500, it really is not a good value. I mean, the math of these things says anyways that you can buy, because with the odds of what they put out for how you're going to pull these cards in the packs, right now you can put the same amount of money in and actually buy a Black Lotus or a Mox Emerald, or, you know, these cards are expensive, but they're only, you know, 5 of these packs, and your odds of pulling one are, I think, less than 1 in 5 packs. So, you know, you can buy right now. You can buy revised duels for I think the most expensive ones, like $700-800, because they're a little soft. The mark's a little soft right now. So you can get versions. You said you can get if you get an HP version, you might be able to get the most expensive one for, you know, $600-700 right now. So less than 1 of these packs. So if all you pull is a dual land in one of these boxes, if all you pull is a dual land, you've literally probably lost money on the pack. There's a lot of junk in them. A lot of those, I mean, just, it's been years, guys. It's been years. And the cards, just so many of those creatures, like none of the creatures are playable. Is there even a creature? I don't think there's a creature you can even play now. So you're looking at very few creatures that are playable. Some of the enchantments are playable. Some of the spells, you know, you can play Dark Ritual and stuff out of this product. And some of those are at least playable in decks, but most of the cards, you know, the vast majority of them aren't even playable in your decks anymore. So it's really just the Power 9, the dual lands. There's a few other cards. There's a Wheel of Fortune in this. I think Wheel of Fortune's in it. So a few of those cards that are good playable cards. But we're talking about out of the whole thing, we're talking about 25 cards, maybe 30. You know, the old lands, but then the old lands are just proxy versions of old lands. And, you know, you might as well just play a revised one. At least you get a real old land. It's the same damn art. So who the hell cares? And there's so many fancy versions of lands out that a lot of those old lands, the prices are kind of, you know, I'm even seeing like beta lands for cheaper now because there's so many fancy alt art versions that it used to be really cool to try to deck your deck out with those old lands. But now people are like, well, I got space lands and fancy lands from Dominator United, and I got fancy unset lands and full art lands from Theros and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, just my two cents on it. Let me know what you think. You think if there is some value in buying the product, maybe you think it's just a total, shit show, really. So, all right. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Everyone have a magical day.